Assalamu alaikum. My name is Bashar Shabbi. My roll number is 28. The topic of my presentation is pediatric concentration, and the subtopic is viral gastroenteritis. So first of all, what is viral gastroenteritis? That is, it is an intestinal infection that is marked by watery diarrhea, abdominal cramp, nausea, vomiting, and fever. It is also known as the stomach flu because after ingesting something that is contaminated, it will directly affect the person's health. And for usually infant and the older adults, they have the compromised immune system, so gastroenteritis can be deadly. Symptoms are usually watery diarrhea, abdominal cramp, pain, nausea, vomiting, fever, and if the diarrhea is severe, then call the doctors. Then for infants and the children, the symptoms are they have a fever of 102 Fahrenheit, lethargic, discomfort, bloody diarrhea, seem dehydrated. Usually, the spitting in the children is very common. But if it occurred due to the ingesting any contaminated food and it will cause vomiting, so it require a medical attention. And they have a dry mouth, sleepy, drowsy, and unresponsive as you can see. Then we have the causes. There are two main causes, that is viral and the bacteria. For the viral, rotavirus, norovirus, sapovirus, and for the bacterial, salmonella, campylobacter, vibrio, shigella, and these usually cause the gastroenteritis. So we have the prevention is that you before eating anything, wash your hand, clean the surface or clean the floor. Uh, first of all, we have the case study. That is, our 15-year-old male infant had one loose stool and began vomiting this morning, but has not had a fever. On questioning, you discover that many children attending daycare and experiencing vomiting, diarrhea, and low-grade temperature. How should vomiting should be treated? So, the first of all, in this we give ondansetron, that is a serotonin inhibitor, which could decrease the vomiting. Why we are giving serotonin inhibitor, that is ondansetron, because in the infant we just can't give metoclopramide, promethazine, and dimenhydrinate. That is usually given in the children because it will cause a severe adverse effect in the children, and it is usually given oral or intravenous rehydration, intravenous route. In this way, it is given. So, a pediatrician should be contacted if a child is toxic appearing, unusual behavior, ear infection, abdominal pain, distension, or the red or the black stool. For these are the for if the child is experienced these kind of symptoms, so call immediately pediatrician. So medical evaluation is also necessary for the children that is greater than the 6 month of the age if the persistent vomiting occurred and the fever is occurred along with it. So it would be a viral gastroenteritis. And if the vomiting associated with the gastroenteritis usually resolve 24 to 48 hours. And due to the vomiting and the diarrhea, the electrolyte imbalances occur. So it is very important to balance these factors. So for this, we give oral rehydration therapy, which is 5 to 10 ml, can be administered every 5 to 10 minutes. And if it is given for up to 2 to 4 hours, for each diarrheal stool, an additional 10 ml per kg of the oral electrolyte solution should be given. If diarrhea or vomiting recurs, 10 ml per kg and 2 ml per kg of an oral rehydration solution can be administered for each stool. If we can see that their condition, the child condition should be monitored, and the stool, if the stool output exceed 10 ml per kg per hour, then ORS might not be sufficient, and the healthcare provider should again be contacted. Most infants will tolerate oral rehydration when small amounts are given frequently, using a spoon or the oral syringes to be administered the fluid. As rehydration is corrected, the frequency of the vomiting typically decreases. Once rehydration has been achieved, fluid other than ORS and a diet appropriate forage may be started. So the note is that, as I have discussed it earlier, that the drug that is usually given in the adult can't be given because it has a severe adverse effect on the child health. So that's why we give the selective serotonin receptor inhibitor that inhibit the inhibition of the vomiting reflex in the periphery. A single dose of ondansetron is safe and effective in the children who have acute gastroenteritis and do not respond to the oral rehydration therapy. So the drug interaction is that many drugs, when given with the ondansetron effect, the heart rhythm, including doflulamide, pimazole, procainamide, microlide, antibiotics. Therefore, before using ondansetron, report all the medication you are currently using to your doctor or the pharmacist. The risk of the serotonin syndrome toxicity increases if you are taking other drug that increases the serotonin, such as antidepressant, furosemide are included. So dosage changes. Promethazine, the drug is contraindicated in the children 2 years of age. So greater than 2 years are needed. Prochloromazine, metoclopramide, it causes food and medication to move through your stomach more quickly, which can affect the absorption of some drugs. Then we have doses. Promethazine for the children less than 2 years, 0.25 to 1 mg per kg, oral IM, IV, or rectally, or prochloroparazine for children less than 2 years and weighing 9 to 13 kg, 2.5 mg orally every 12 to 24 hours, and for those 13 to 18 kg, 2.5 mg orally every 8 to 12 hours. Metachloropromide 0.1 mg per kg orally or IV every 6 hours. Ondansetron 0.15 mg per kg maximum 8 mg IV every 8 hours. Or if the oral form is used for the children 2 to 4 years, 2 mg every 8 hours. For those 4 to 11 years, 4 mg every 8 hours. And for those greater than 12 years, 8 mg every 8 hours. So the references are here, and so thank you.